important that I see the comments. Thanks for being here. So just quickly, because I've been tagged on this video about this dad that was flogging his 18-year-old publicly. I'm not going to repost it because I'm just going to be adding to the injury of the girl. But I must speak to that because I've been tagged and people expect me to say something about it. I've seen all sorts of comments about that is how we do it in Nigeria. That is the African way of doing it. But I beg to differ because I believe it is ignorance. There are a number of questions that I have. Number one, how did why did that video go online? Why would a father beat his child? Who was recording and how did it get online? Okay, great. I can see the comments. Hello, excellent teacher. You happen to be my favorite person recently. We've got to, in fact, in this COVID, let us hang out. Anyway, let me continue what I'm doing this for because I'm recording some online courses at the moment for those that want to do the basic graphic, for those that want to do the virtual assistant, for those that want to join in the graduation as well, for those that haven't even bought the 101 tips to curb the beating and the shouting. You need to get that book today. Download it. It's 3,000 naira. Because if you have that kind of book and you have that kind of content, there's no way that you will beat your 18-year-old child who essentially is an adult. When I was 18, I was not living at home. Now, the father flogged her for joining a WhatsApp group that he had, a group chat that he had told her not to. What if she was in university? What if he didn't find out? What if so many things? She's an adult. If you haven't done your job by the time a child is 18 and you still have to flog the child, then you failed. Yes, as a parent. You can't correct an 18-year-old. So what those people that are saying that, oh, that is the African way, you are making a big mistake. Now, you've publicly humiliated your child. Her peers have seen it. Her friends have seen it. Her boyfriend has seen it. And you think she's just going to get over it. You're affecting that child emotionally and psychologically. You have humiliated that child and you have pretty much lost that child forever. That child may struggle to forgive you. Take her to any deliverance service. That child is scarred. You scarred that child. Why would a parent be recording themselves beating their child? It's bad enough that you're beating an 18-year-old. My daughter is 14. I don't know what she will do to me now that I will want to flog her because I believe that anything you teach a child, even by 8 to 10 years old, it's done. If you didn't get it right, then you have not got it right. By 18, you are receiving your report card. If she's doing it at that time, then that is it. You've told her and she still chose to do it. Instead, you are flogging your child and then posting it on social media. And we have Nigerians coming online and saying that it is the African way. That is how we do it in Africa. It has nothing to do with the African way. What is the most important is the relationship that you have with that particular child. Even if that father comes to beg for forgiveness in a few years or whenever, she may never forgive that man for humiliating her publicly, for the whole world to see. When I was tagged on that video, in fact, I saw it a few minutes ago. I hadn't been on Facebook. I kept seeing that people had tagged me and sent it to my messenger, tagged me, sent it to my messenger. Even on WhatsApp, I didn't realize because I was recording. And I was thinking, why would parents need to learn? Get that book, 101 Tips to Curb the Beating and Shouting. Get it if you haven't bought it. It's only 3K. Download it, it will come straight to your email. Download it. Use Paystack, use PayPal, use Transfer. Get the book for yourself. I keep telling you, the connection that you have. A lot of parents are there begging their children to send money to them. They don't care because you've humiliated them. We can't keep humiliating people and thinking that we're going to. How can you be flogged? I was not at home at 18. At 18, I know what I was doing. I was not a naughty child or anything. But I used to go out. I used to go clubbing when I was 18. Yes, I was on my own. I was not even living in Nigeria. So if I had joined the WhatsApp group, my father would carry cane and come and start beating me in the UK. Are we thinking at all? Then how did it get online? Must we live our life publicly? Everything now gets to social media. Could it have been the mother or the sister, brother, who would have been recording such instead of intervening and saying, please, sir, she won't do it again? It is sad, though. It is very, very sad. So those are my few cents. I'm not going to drag it. But if you think it's the right thing to humiliate your child, you have scarred that child forever. Some people even then have problems that are even unrelated to this this particular joining of WhatsApp group, and you can't even analyze it later in life. You're wondering what is going on. How do you want her social relationships to be later on? This is going to cause people to cyberbully her. This is going to cause her social life to be, it's going to damage her social life. She's going to start blocking, in fact, she might even want to close all her accounts because it's so humiliating. People are sharing it. When I saw it, over 202K views or something, the hundreds of thousands of comments and views on one person. It is wicked. It's wicked enough that you're beating an adult, and it's wicked that it is being posted on social media, and then we're sharing it. Please don't share it. Yes, I know that I got it through being tagged, and I know the reason why, because it's what I do, parenting. But I'm using it as a learning opportunity. I'm telling you, I'm not going to post the actual video of her being flogged, but I'm saying it that if you are flogging those, even the small ones, discipline and punishment are two different things. You can't correct that girl anymore. She is molded. What she wants to do is what she wants to do. Train up a child in the way the child will go. When the child grows up, the child will not depart from it. If the child is not going to, if the child is going to stop, the child will stop on their own accord. And if they are not, they're not going to stop on their own accord. This can even cause the child to move to another level. Be so angry and decide that, you know what, I'm going to even do this thing 10 times worse. Or the child can be so humiliated and choose to commit suicide. Are we thinking at all? They can lose that girl in many ways. Why would you humiliate a child? Flog an 18-year-old rolling on the ground. You're telling her she joined a WhatsApp group. How about the 18-year-olds that are having sex, masturbating, watching porn? If you check that dad out, you will find out so many skeletons in his own cupboard. We cannot remove the log in our own eye. We want to remove the speck in the eye of another. And we say it's our child. You love that child that God gave you. That you are the custodian. And it's the best that you can do. It's too bad. And that's my 2 cents. For everybody that has tagged me, I appreciate it. But this is what I have to say to it. I had to just drop everything I was doing when I saw it to do this video. Please don't share it again, but you can share this video, please. For those people that are saying that it's an African thing. That is why people have lost connections with their children. That is why some of people, it's still affecting them in their relationships today, what their parents have done to them in the past. Then they will say, oh, I was flogged, I turned out all right. Get that book, 101 Tips to Stop the Beating and Shouting. Some people will say, spare the rod and spoil the child. The same Bible tells you that a rebellious child should be stoned to death. It's called an hyperbole. The rod of correction in the Bible is a rod of discipline and love. It's a rod of miracles that separated the Red Sea, turned into a snake, and did many things. Get that book and get understanding as well. It's not for flogging. We just chose it. And if you believe that we should be flogging children because it says 2 times in Proverbs, then you must believe in Deuteronomy as well that flogging, you should kill your child. You should believe that. Hyperbole, go and Google it. Figure of speech. Every other place that the rod was spoken about, it was a rod of correction, rod of love, discipline, not humiliation. When we do things to God, does he flog us and embarrass us publicly? Does he flog us for joining WhatsApp group? Parents are there watching pornography. Parents are there doing all sorts of things, cheating in their workplaces, doing all sorts of things. Then their child joins a WhatsApp group, even if they shared porn on there. Is that the best way to correct an 18-year-old that might even already be having sex behind your back? Because you don't communicate, you don't know what a child is doing. Please, let's wake up and smell the coffee. It's not the way to go. It is not the way to go. It is wicked, it is ignorant. And if you have not done your job when your child is 18, your report card as a parent says you have failed. Any child that you are still flogging at the age of 18, you have failed in your parenting. Take it from Roge Adeniyi. You have failed in your parenting. If you did a good job, you don't need to be flogging a girl at 18. Some of them are married at 18. So why would you be flogging a child at 18 years old? Let's wake up and think. 1% of people think, Einstein said. 4% of people think that they think. And the remaining 95% will rather die than think. Those ones that would rather die than think are the ones that see flogging 18-year-old children. 18-year-old children that would normally not even be at home if not for this COVID. Thank you for all the people that have joined me. I appreciate it. Chinoye says, good evening, excellent. We've talked about that. Tammy, our parents need to learn. Yes. And you cannot not learn except you don't want to learn. Wickedness and ignorance, says Inka. Odejola thanks. Sharon says, no more flogging from my end. It does not work. It doesn't work. Communication and dialogue work better. I'm a product of no flogging. I'm a product of no flogging. There are people that are flogged. They're on the streets. They're prostituting themselves, doing all sorts of things. If flogging worked, why is our country like this? Why is there corruption in our country? After all, they flog many of those leaders. It doesn't work. It just makes them have a tough skin. You speak to your children. 18-year-old that you're still flogging. Your report card is 0. Olodo rabata. Oju eja lo moje. That is your report card as a parent. 0. If you're flogging an 18-year-old. Yes, dialogue was better. If you're good evening to you. Mosun says most parents are ignorant and we sometimes can't blame them because they can't give what they don't have. Absolutely, you got it. So let's summarize with that. Let's conclude with that. Thank you very much for joining me. Please share this video because I know that that other video too is going round and round. Please try not to share that video so that we can protect that girl as much as we can. But for the sake of the parents that keep humiliating their children, please, 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 I'm begging you. If you know that you shout, if you know that you scream at your children and beat them, and your emotions are all over the place, especially in this pandemic, I beg you, it's only 3,000 naira. Get on my website, ronkeposh.com/101 tips. ronkeposh.com/101 tips. 3,000 naira to help you and your relationship with your child. That is more important than 3,000 naira. It will help you. I've got feedback from people telling me that it has even started working already for them. Let it help you. Let it not become, you get so angry that you flog your child, harm your child, destroy the relationship, lose your child emotionally, embarrass your child publicly. Don't let it get to that level. Get that book, 101 Tips to Curb the Beating and the Shouting. It's so rampant, and that's why I wrote the book. People keep calling me about all sorts of things. Children these days, because they are online and at home, they are watching porn, doing all sorts of things. What would you do if you've caught your child watching porn? How would you handle it? There are other ways, like personality types, like understanding their personality, understanding all sorts of traits about your children. You get that from that book. I'm begging you, in the name of the Lord, get the book. Don't share the video. Share this video because this one is going to help. We need solutions. We don't need more problems. God bless you and thank you so much for joining me. I will see you again sometime. Have a good evening. Thank you.